the chamber, not because I'm here and they're here, because they actually were the driver behind a survey just recently, last, late summer or fall, trying to figure out where you heard Governor Parson and I talk about infrastructure and workforce, infrastructure and workforce. Everybody in this room talks about the same thing: infrastructure because you're in it, workforce because you can't find anybody to come to work. So we're making strides on workforce, but an organization called United We, which is a women's network in the state, a great group that was looking to find out where are these people that were in the workforce, where did they go? And so there's several different things that have happened. Early retirement has been a big piece of people not coming back in the workforce, et cetera. But mainly what we found out is, Wendy Doyle's group has found out through the chamber survey, is that many of them are women not coming back in the workforce that are skilled and want to go to work. And whatever skill that is, whether that's a factory worker or an accountant, want to go to work, but they're not going back to work for 3 reasons: childcare, childcare, and childcare. We had not great availability of childcare pre-COVID, and then we lost 30% of our childcare providers during COVID. And so it's just a massive gap that we have in the system right now. So we've been working with DESE, recently took over childcare licensing, and I'm thankful for that because it was a little cumbersome in Department of Health, to be honest with you. Margie Van Even, like her education positions or not, has put somebody together, put a team together led by a lady named Pam Thomas, who's a rock star, and they've realized they've got a hornet's nest on their hands. So we're working with them, with the chamber. We put together kind of a focus group. Governor understands, as you know, the governor has the money in his budget for childcare and early childhood, to try to figure out what are the barriers are. Are they barriers that's caused by state statute? Are they barriers caused by rulemaking? Are they barriers caused by the insurance industry? So we brought the insurance industry into this conversation with us. We have the chamber, we have AIM, we have NFIB sitting at the table. We have 2 private child care providers sitting at the table to try to find out, what do we need to do to quickly move this ball down the field, knowing the number one thing has to be every day and start every conversation was we want the kids to be safe. So this is not about let's take a shortcut and safety is sacrificed. That's not going to be the answer. But we want to find out if there are regulatory issues, rulemaking, like I said. Senator Carla Essinger as well as Senator Holly Rader are both like zeroed in on this as well. They filed shell bills. So if we find various things that we think we need to change in state statute, we would like to try to get those things done this year. But at the end of the day, we hope to come out with a couple of things. One is kind of opening childcare in a box, kind of a kit. If I want to go open a childcare center, what is it that I have to do and how many hoops and who do I all have to do and what's the licensing about to do that? And we have an intern from Lincoln University who's starting that process on Monday and documenting it to try to figure that out. The big thing we hope to come out of is there's tons of companies, some may be in this room. Never do I have a conversation without a company telling me we'd like to do that, who have a sign up on the side of their building right now that says help wanted, $1,500 bonus, help wanted, $2,000 bonus. What they like to have is help wanted childcare because they know that's the biggest magnet they can put out there. What can they do to bring together some sort of public-private partnership that might be able to, they could provide a facility space within maybe an existing facility and bring a private provider in to run that for them? How can we make some kind of model where that becomes possible? Because that would be something that our manufacturers and businesses across the state would love an option to be able to get into without it being a nightmare. And Iowa is actually implementing through the Ag Manufacturers Association. They actually have started a model up there. So I've talked to Governor Reynolds and my counterpart, Adam Gregg, up there, and we're going to copy as much as we can off of them and try to bring some of those ideas of what they're doing forward. So I have enough on my plate. I told the governor, this isn't one I want to add, but we're going to add it. And I'll just tell you, I will end now, but it's for a personal reason for me. I'm the youngest of 6. And my dad left when I was a year old. I never met him. My mom raised us. And I saw what happens when one of my mom's kids, me or somebody, were sick or we had a snow day. My mom had to make a decision to either stay home with her child or leave that child by themselves and go to work to make money to buy groceries. That was a very open discussion in our house as we grew up. I just thought it was part of life. I didn't know there were people that actually had more money than they needed to buy groceries. And so it's very personal to me. And I'd like to help the Lorraine Kehoes of the world, all across the state, because they need the help. And they're a huge piece. And I'll just tell you, the survey that the chamber helped do with United We says, if we can get the women in Missouri in the workforce that are ready and want to work, it's a $5 billion plus to our economy. Imagine that, $5 billion of workforce sitting out there. If we can start to solve the childcare conversation, I think we will together.